If you're new to management consulting, or maybe you're thinking of getting into management consulting, there's one thing I want you to think about really seriously: your reputation. Coming right up. So for those of you who are thinking of getting into management consulting, or maybe you've been in management consulting a little while, let's just have a little chat about reputation. Okay, I've been in the consulting world for quite a while. I've been in management consulting for 25 years, I think, a bit more. I've been running my own management consulting businesses for 23 years. I run 3, all highly successful. And I think there's been a little bit of a trend in recent years for people to just jump on the bandwagon and say, oh, I'm going to try consulting and I'm going to be a coach. I've got another video on coaches versus consulting. They're quite different beasts. But people getting into consulting and really without knowing what they're getting into or what some of the really important things are to grasp and to master about running a consulting firm. And one of those things that I want to talk about today very briefly is reputation. Because your reputation takes decades to build and you can smash it completely in minutes. So what do I mean by that? Look, unless you're going to be one of these fly-by-night consultants who, you're going to drop in on a client, extract as much money as you can out of them and then move on to the next victim, that's a pretty unethical way, I think, of running a management consulting company. True management consultants, value-adding management consultants are there for the long term with their clients. They want to be providing value over the long term and to build a very strong relationship with their clients. One of the most important things there is reputation. And why is that important? Well, for a couple of reasons. One, your clients will keep coming back to you if you're providing the right value and that you're reputable and trustworthy. The other thing they're going to do is to refer you to other people. And also, if people are new to you and thinking of hiring your services, they're going to ask around and find out, what's this guy like? Have you worked with Rob before? Is he any good? Does he do what he says he's going to do? So imagine you're starting out and in your first couple of years and you've got a little bit of a trail of unhappy clients behind you. That's going to reflect on you, and it's going to mean that you have a fairly tricky time in building your consulting practice, because there's this, what was it? Oh, sorry, my brain's a bit muddled because I'm just getting over flu. But, there's this baggage. That's the word I was looking at. There's this baggage sort of hanging around behind you, and people are maybe questioning a little bit, whether you're a legit firm and are you providing good results and all that kind of stuff. So reputation is everything. So how do you build a reputation? Well, when you're starting out, obviously you've got some new clients, you've got to build up this client base. There's a few very simple rules. And I guess it comes down to the values that you have for yourself personally and for your business. So for me, it would be absolutely do what you say that you're going to do. No BS with your clients. If you say you're going to do this, you walk over hot coals over broken glass to make sure that you do it. So I guess the flip side of that is do not commit to things that you cannot deliver for your clients, because that's a really quick way to damage your reputation. And that can be a little bit tempting, I suppose, for people who are starting out consulting, because you may feel quite desperate and that you want to win new work and win new clients, and you maybe sort of take on things that you're not really skilled or experienced to do. Don't, because it's just going to damage your reputation. So stick to the stuff that you're really good at. And when you say to a client that you're going to do this by that date, you make sure you do it, because that is how you build a really good reputation in management consulting. And there's a flip side to that. And this took me a long time to learn. If you are asked by a potential client to do some work and you're thinking, we could do that, I'm sure we could pull that off. If you're not sure, don't take it on and tell the client. So I actually had to tell 2 clients last week. So I've been at this 24 years, okay? And get over this hurdle that if you say no to a client, it's a bad thing. It's not. It's actually the opposite, because I had to say to 2 people last week, there was a couple of sort of left field requests. One was actually to do something, I won't divulge who it was, but we were asked to do something for an underground mining company. And my consulting business is around supply chain and logistics. And this wasn't purely supply chain and logistics, but it was something that was really interesting. And they had assumed, to a degree, rightly, that maybe we could help them do this thing. And we had a look at it, and we had a couple of meetings with them. And then I said, look, this is really not something that we can help you with. We've had a look at it. We've looked at how we do this sort of thing in other industries. But your situation is a bit unique. It's got a few sort of variables in there which are a little bit tricky for us to understand. And I don't think we're the right people to help you. And I had to do that twice last week. And you know what happened in both instances? They said, oh, look, thanks. It was a good discussion. It was good for us to be able to kind of verbalize what we're trying to do and to get your feedback and your thoughts. And I really appreciate you being honest that, you couldn't help us. Well, guess what? They'll be back. They'll be back when they have something that is much better suited to us. So reputation has so many different facets. It's about doing what you say that you're going to do. It's about doing the right thing, but it's also about being upfront, honest when you can't help a client. So please, if you are new to consulting, if you're starting up consulting, make sure that you start out with a really great reputation and keep it unblemished, because a good reputation is worth its weight in gold in consulting. So don't let anyone do anything. Any of your consultants or anything like that, don't let them damage that reputation. And, there might have been a couple of instances over the last 24 years for me where perhaps we took on a project that was a little bit tricky and maybe the consultant was struggling a little bit. I just threw every resource we had at that project to ensure that we got it over the line, got a really good quality outcome for the client, because the last thing I wanted was an unhappy client and damaged reputation. Did we make money on? I can't honestly remember what instances there were, but I think it's happened a couple of times in 24 years. Did we make money on those projects? No, we probably lost a lot because we had to throw in so much extra resource to actually get the project delivered, in a timely and quality way. But it doesn't matter. It was about reputation. So the way you can avoid that is to make sure that you only take on things that you're 100% confident to deliver and deliver well. So there we go, reputation. Not many people talk about that kind of stuff when they're coaching how to start up consulting businesses, but I think it's really important. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about reputation and any concerns you've got about reputation. Do comment down below. I'll be more than happy to give some answers for you. So thanks for watching. See you next time.